Oh man, so we're in a period of downturn, right? Bitcoin is substantially off all-time highs, but in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you one sleeping token, which many of you may not have guessed, slash maybe you've been sleeping on it too, or you've let it slip your mind, and that is BNB. Yes, the token for Binance. Binance has their very own blockchain called the Binance Smart Chain, and it's that coin which we're going to look at. I'm going to give you some updates on why BNB is a sleeping giant, where can it go to in terms of price targets, what are some of the updates they've done to their network, and why you need to put it back on your radar, because this is a sleeping gem which you may regret if you don't pick it up at some of the price points we're seeing right now. Don't forget to hit up the like button. As always, don't forget to subscribe. If you appreciate my content, consider joining the course member live streams, ijaz.uk/member, where we talk about exactly this type of stuff with our members 3 times on weekly live streams, covering real in-depth technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and much more. Let's get straight here, because unless you've been sleeping under a rock, Binance, the exchange, is one of the biggest companies in the crypto space, right? It's valued over $300 billion, run by somebody called CZ, who many people know. He's one of the richest billionaires in the world. And you can see here, if you list the exchanges, you can see Binance is easily the top with 14 billion in daily, that's 24-hour trading volume, okay? So to put it into context, FTX is sat a second at a 7th, yes, 1/7 of the size. You can see here, Binance has 1,300 markets, that's in other words, trading pairs, versus FTX is 254. So this is a total domination by Binance. I know a lot of people who are in the US or certain jurisdictions may not appreciate it, but Binance is a global powerhouse when it comes to crypto. Now, Binance then set off on their mission to build their own blockchain, right? So they built out BSC, which, by the way, is Ethereum virtual machine compatible. So it's got its own tokens, and BNP is a BEP token, but it's very similar to ERC20, so it technically can handle both of those. So what we're going to be looking at is BNB, which is the token for the Binance network. And for those who aren't familiar or haven't been in the Binance ecosystem, you need BNB to do anything. If you want to participate in launch pads, if you want to stake and earn, you want to do all the kind of bits and pieces in the Binance ecosystem, you need to get to BNB. And one of the biggest decentralized exchanges after Uniswap is PancakeSwap, and that's a key driver and has been a key driver. I mean, anecdotally, if you speak to people, I know this, even from people who aren't into crypto but wanted to buy, let's say, the latest meme coin, they know how to get into PancakeSwap. They don't use Uniswap because the fees are too high on the Ethereum network. So it's very interesting that you've got a set of people who aren't actually fully into crypto but who just want to buy the latest meme coin. They know how to get BNB, they know how to move it into PancakeSwap and buy their token. So that's always been a key driver for a lot of the BNB. We're also going to talk about the burn, because the burn mechanism is what gets you super bullish. And then we're going to look at some of the technicals as well. So make sure you stay tuned till the very end. Now, the other thing I want to show you is how well Binance has been holding up. And so we're going to come on to that on the charts. But before I do that, we know how big an influencer CZ is. Now, whenever you're looking at a great project, it's really important to make sure you have a good figurehead. So you can tick that box straight away with Binance, giving CZ's influence in the industry, how long he's been around, his experience. He's done a really great job of steering the ship at Binance, and he is respected globally in the crypto space. Now, you can also see he's amongst the most influential in crypto, and he's got the weight to push things through. Now, this is one of the key developments we've seen in the Binance ecosystem, and that was when they started back in April 2020 introducing their burn, and they would do it on a ad hoc basis. Since then, they moved on to doing it quarterly. And the last quarter, Q1 of 2022, they burnt 1.8 million BNB tokens. That's just over 1% of the total fixed supply, which is currently sitting at 165 million. Keep in mind, 99% of all circulating supply of BNB is in the market, okay? So there's no risk of that downward pressure on price, which we've spoken about on many other tokens which don't have full dilution set in just yet. So that's a key thing with BNB. You've got full dilution, and you've got this very aggressive burn mechanism, which they're turning onto an auto burn, which is going to keep the supply reduced and help you get these bullish moves in price. I'm going to come onto the price chart because this bit is super important. And you're going to remember how the burn is impacting that. We're going to come onto that. So this is a really strong aspect of why the Binance coin is doing so well from a price perspective, is the burn mechanism. Now, looking at the network as a whole, we also had the introduction of the BEP 131 update. Okay, so if you follow this through, and you can see that what the BEP update allows is it improves the network decentralization. So in order to understand this, we have to go back a step to say, okay, what is the consensus mechanism on the Binance smart chain? So in order to understand that, what I want to do is I remind you that the consensus mechanism is something called proof of stake authority. Okay, so proof of stake authority, what Binance does is they have 41 validators. And there are various criteria for validators, but the biggest one is how much Binance coin do you have staked? So again, a reason for people to buy Binance so they can become a validator. Now, that's common in many blockchains, but then what they do thereafter is from those 41, they select or elect 21 of those every 24 hours to become the active validators. And the remaining 20 sit on the sidelines. They don't get any rewards for that 24 hours, and they have to go up for re-election every 24 hours. Now, what's going to happen after BEP is they want to change that. They want to change it so it's a little bit more random as opposed to selected, okay? So the elected validator set 21 will consist of 19 validators randomly and 2 which they pick, okay? Which they then, 2 validators randomly selected out of the validator candidates. So what they're hoping to do is they got a lot of criticism for not being decentralized enough because of that validator set. So they're hoping this is going to further decentralize and increase the censorship resistance, increase the robustness of the system, and incentive for validators with lower voting power. Voting power is how many BNB are you staking, to keep their nodes active. So now you got a better chance if you not holding, because if you're holding loads of BNB and you're this super whale validator, you're going to get picked every time, right? The odds are in your favor in the current guys. But when they make it more random, somebody with a little bit less, who still meets the criteria, but with a little bit less, can get a chance of being picked. Okay, so that's good. This is going to help prevent bad actors and give a little bit more decentralization to the system. More importantly, it shows that Binance are continuing to look at their chain and make the difficult changes where they need to. This is not an afterthought for them that they focused on the exchange and they're not building out the chain. This is a huge focus point for them. Now, we also know from a marketing perspective, Binance continue to move from strength to strength. What have they not sponsored, right? They go ahead this year and they sponsor Argentina's national soccer team, and there's various marketing campaigns you do. So when we're talking about certain projects, sometimes we struggle with this with Phantom or Algorand or some of the smaller caps. They don't do enough of this exposure to get into the average household. But with Binance, you've got that built in. This is not a small cap project. This is a larger cap project, which you can start being a bit more aggressive with in your portfolio. And normally I'm very risk averse, right? But again, I'm going to come on to why this can afford to have a little bit of a larger portion of your portfolio as such a solid coin. Now, we've also then got the change called the Descartes upgrade. So again, they're working on another mechanism which is just going to make the network a little bit more easier to use. So let's come down. What change for the users? Let's go. So reduce the load on the breath block by distributing only validators' commission fees in it while storing all delegator rewards in a separate store. Guarantee timely reward distribution by adjusting an appropriate batch. Great. What will change for the users? The impact on general delegators is that their rewards will be delayed a bit after applying this proposal. However, the delay is relatively small and can be ignored compared to the whole staking process. Okay, fine. So we're looking forward to this hard fork, which is the Descartes upgrade. Now let's move on and take a look at TVL, because again, this is another metric we have to look at, right? If they want to take themselves seriously as a layer 1 solution, where are we sitting at in terms of TVL for Binance Smart Chain? And again, consistently number second. Ethereum is well and away at the top, you can see that, but Binance is comfortably second than it has been. Obviously, the figures are far more suppressed right now. DeFi has taken a big hit with the market downturn, plus what went on with Luna and UST. We've spoken about that to death, but you can see that Binance is a solid project sitting here at 9 billion in TVL even during this downturn. Okay, so we can see that the total value locked is solid. Now, if we click into it, you can then see all the different projects that are making this up, right? So you can see PancakeSwap continues to be a powerhouse with 4 billion of that 9 billion. Like I said, a lot of people use PancakeSwap. It's a really popular decentralized exchange and really is your gateway into getting people to use your layer 1. If people aren't comfortable, haven't educated themselves of connecting to your layer 1, connecting their MetaMask to your layer 1, using PancakeSwap, getting your token, that's the biggest hurdle for adoption right now, right? We can concentrate on very complicated things, But at the end of the day, to bring new people into crypto, they need to know how to get into your DEX. And I can speak from word of mouth experience that I know the average layperson is able to jump onto PancakeSwap, use it, and that's the route they're going right now. They go into Binance, they buy BNB, they're moving it into their MetaMask wallet, and they're transacting on PancakeSwap. And it's a really delightful experience for them versus trying to use a Uniswap. So definitely a positive there. You've then got all the other DeFi projects you'd kind of expect, Cream, you've got Alpaca Finance, all the kind of things to kind of compete with traditional finance are all here, and they've all got decent sized total value locks, right? Vina sitting at 800 million, Alpaca's got 640. Again, this is all in a downturn market where, as you can see, everything is down over the last few months, but definitely still very solid in terms of their total value locked, which you can see here on this chart and the movement throughout the period. Okay, so let's now go straight into the charts, because what I want to show you is this is the weekly chart here on Binance. And what I want to show you is this has held up incredibly well. I know it doesn't look like it, but let me just give you an idea, okay? So here on Binance, from our all-time highs to where we're at currently, you're sitting at about 55% from all-time highs, okay, on Binance. Now, bear with me here. Let's go try do the same thing on Bitcoin. From all-time highs, you're sitting at about 58%. Okay, so it's held up better than Bitcoin. I'm going to come on to this shortly. Let's take a look at something like Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum, 63%. Now, that might not seem like a lot to you, but now, let me do this. Let me now show you something like Solana. Solana, from all-time highs, all the way down here, 83% fall. Let me show you something like Cardano. And the reason I'm comparing to these ones is these are the larger cap projects which are around Binance Coin in terms of market cap, 85% down. And if you don't believe me from there, let's take a look at this graph. Because what I want to show you here, this gives you the top 50 coins performance over the last 90 days. And if you look at this is Bitcoin. Over the last 90 days is down 22%. Okay, now to put that into, and BNB is down 12%. So BNB, if you look at the coins to the left of Bitcoin, the ones which are outperform Bitcoin, the only large cap big project here is BNB. Any of the other ones, Ethereum's underperformed it. Any of the other ones we looked at, ADA, Solana, obviously Luna, Avalanche, and even other projects have all underperformed. I mean, ADA's down 42% in the same 90 days, to put it into perspective. So BNB, with its burning mechanism, with people using it, continues to show that it can move from strength to strength, even in a challenging market. So then the question remains, where can this head to, and what am I doing in this market? Well, very transparently, for me, this is a great area to be continuing to dollar cost average into something like BNB, Binance Coin. I know it's something which doesn't really come to a lot of mind. It's a bit of a boring project for some people to invest in, right? But I remember in 2021, when this coin started moving, the pumpability, if that's a word, right? The ability for it to go on sustained runs is insane. I remember when it ran here from the 40s all the way up to its high on that weekly candle, which was just shy of 700. And when it ran, it just wouldn't even need a lot of cooling off. It would just keep moving. Look at these candlesticks. And same thereafter, after the initial summer run, when we ran up towards the back end of 2021, the sustained pumps were really strong. So if the pumpability factor is there to the top side, and on the downside, I've just proven to you that it's held up much better than even Bitcoin, despite Bitcoin dominance going up, that is a great recipe for a coin I want to have as a key leg in my portfolio. So for me, definitely something I need to re-wake up back on. I've got Binance Coin in my portfolio, but I definitely want to be dollar cost averaging some more. And you guys will know I'm always very cautious when I'm talking about a Phantom, when I'm talking about Luna before Luna, or a Coty or an Algorand. These are smaller cap projects, so keep them very small parts of your portfolio. But with something like Binance Coin, I can work it up to a little bit of a larger position in my portfolio. It wouldn't be too nervy to have it at 10%, 12% of your portfolio, where you can start getting closer to an Ethereum-sized position in your portfolio. So definitely something for me to look at. And if I give you an idea of, what's comfortably achievable here for Binance Coin, let's take the swing low from that crazy week when Luna tanked to the downside, and let's take us to the top side. And you can see the golden ratio sitting there between about $508 to $524 here. That's the golden ratio Fibonacci level, is a comfortable retracement here if crypto were to rebound, or when it does eventually rebound. So for whatever time we're sitting here at these down frames, definitely an opportunity for me to dollar cost average, because for me that's a really quick opportunity cost from 300 to 520-ish on Binance Coin with a project which is a large cap keeps its strength on the downside, doesn't bleed easily like other altcoins are, particularly in today's type of market, but still has that pumpability to the upside. So definitely something I will continue to monitor. I love the tokenomics on Binance Coin. I like the fact that they continue to improve their network. I like the fact that they're just good in terms of their marketing. They've got good UI, good developers building on their system, loads going on in terms of launch pads, IEOs, IDOs. And that's a positive ecosystem. That's somebody who's really focused on building out crypto for many, many years, and they're doing the right things about it. So definitely one which I don't want to be sleeping on. You guys shouldn't be sleeping on. So go and do your own research, not financial advice. As always, if you like this type of content, make sure you smash up the like button. Make sure you comment below and you're subscribing. So when I see the stats, I go, they liked that Binance video. They liked when I did that type of content. Let me bring you guys some more of that. As always, if you like my perspective, consider checking out the course member live streams, ijaz.uk/member, where we could do breakdowns like this on any coin. You can bring a coin to the meetings and we can dive in together and look at it to see if it's something that we would want to add to our portfolio. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to link up a video to my Cardano breakdown, so go watch that as well. I'm also going to link up the Algorand video so you can choose which one you want to watch, but you should watch both of them, and I'll see you in